I am going divorce Kourtney. These Kardashians are very cunning, and I can't tolerate them anymore. I like someone else, that's why I want to leave Kourtney. Living with Kourtney made me realize that I don't love her.
Because he is cheating on me with some nasty Who? I don't know. This girl, I saw them. I saw it with my own eyes.
Travis Barker is allegedly cheating on Kourtney Kardashian with someone who's barely older than his daughter, Alabama, who is only 19 years old.
Especially in the beginning of the relationship, I think like missing someone's.
You're scrolling like usual, and then you see it. A shaky clip from a live stream, a few seconds long, and one sentence that instantly lights the internet on fire. Travis Barker, the man who's been glued to Kourtney Kardashian with nonstop PDA and forever energy, supposedly saying he's done. Not in a tabloid headline, not through a source close to the couple, but on camera, in real time, with people watching. Now, to be crystal clear, we're not saying this is confirmed. We're saying this is what's being circulated, what's being reposted, what fans are dissecting frame by frame like it's a crime documentary. Because the moment that clip hit the timeline, emotions ran high. Fans were shocked. Comment sections turned into war zones. And suddenly, every old rumor, every past relationship wound, every awkward family dynamic came rushing back to the surface. Did he really say it? Was it taken out of context? Was it edited? Or is this the first crack in what the world thought was a rock-solid marriage? Because if this "I'm done" moment is real, even partially, then the fallout could be ugly, and the Kardashian circle does not do quiet breakups. The clip did not arrive like a headline. The names attached were Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian. It slipped into people's feeds the way rumors always do, quiet at first, then everywhere. One account reposted a few seconds of a live stream, another account stitched it with music, and within an hour, the same moment was being replayed with 10 captions. Some posts framed it like a confession, others called it a meltdown, and some swore you could hear a voice react. And that is where the internet does what it does best. It takes a handful of seconds and tries to build a whole story around it. People slowed the audio down, they boosted the volume, they zoomed into the corners of the screen looking for facial cues, like a raised eyebrow or a tight jaw, anything that could confirm what they wanted to believe. In comment sections, fans argued about the exact wording. Did it sound like "I'm done," or did it sound like "I'm on," or was it just distortion that your brain turns into the phrase you already expect to hear? The wild part is how fast everyone picked a side. There were people defending him like he was a close friend, saying he looked exhausted and overwhelmed and that anyone would crack under pressure. There were people defending her just as fiercely, saying she had been carrying the emotional weight of the relationship while the world treated it like a performance. And then there were the spectators, the ones who watch celebrity love stories the way they watch reality TV, waiting for the moment the smile slip. What made this rumor hit harder was the image the couple has cultivated for years. They are not the private, quiet type. They show affection loudly. They share grand gestures. They present their relationship as bold and unbreakable, like two people who decided the world should witness every second of their joy. So when a clip pops up that suggests the opposite, it lands like a crack in a glass wall. The whole point of that wall is that it looks solid. The moment it looks fragile, everyone leans in. Within the same night, fan accounts began posting timelines. They pulled old interviews, old selfies, old red carpet moments, and tried to find hints that the relationship had been tense behind the scenes. They took harmless expressions and turned them into evidence. They said a smile looked forced. They said a pause sounded loaded. They treated silence like a confession and a laugh like a cover-up. The more they searched, the more they found. Because when you are hunting for proof, you can turn almost anything into a clue. Then came the second wave. The people claiming they knew someone who knew someone. A friend of a friend allegedly saw a disagreement at a dinner. A source allegedly heard raised voices backstage somewhere. Nothing verifiable, nothing concrete. But the language was confident and the tone was urgent, and that is all it takes online. Once a rumor is dressed up with insider words, it starts to feel real to the people who want it to be real. And while all of that was spreading, the couple's social media looked normal. That contrast is what fueled the chaos. If the rumor was true, why were there still casual posts? If it was false, why was there no immediate denial? The internet reads silence as meaning, and it invents meaning when none is offered. Some viewers said the lack of response proved something big was happening behind closed doors. Others said it was exactly what you do when a questionable clip is circulating. You ignore it so it dies. But the rumor did not die. It multiplied. Screenshots of the clip were posted with arrows, as if the pixels could testify. Some people claimed to hear a second voice whispering in the background. Others insisted the sound was buffering in emotion. By morning, reaction channels were doing breakdowns, pausing on single frames, narrating emotional interpretations like they were translating a secret code. "Look at his eyes," one commentator said. "He's not happy." Another insisted, "Look at how calm she is. That's not calm. That's controlled." The words started getting harsher. Phrases like toxic and manipulative were thrown around like confetti. The conversation shifted from a clip to a character trial, as if the audience had been appointed judges. And then the family orbit entered the chat, not officially, but through what people thought they noticed. Fans watched who liked which post. They watched who stayed quiet. They watched who posted a cryptic quote. They zoomed in on the timing, convinced that one vague message had to be a reaction to the rumor. The mood turned into a scavenger hunt for subtext, and every single move was treated like strategy. In the middle of all this, the most believable part of the story was not the alleged quote. It was the pressure. Relationships in the spotlight do not just carry normal stress. They carry a constant audience. They carry expectations. They carry the need to appear happy when you are tired, affectionate when you are irritated, united when you are frustrated. Even if the clip was chopped and twisted, the reason it felt plausible to so many people was because fame has a way of wearing couples down. That is what made the alleged moment so viral. It fit a narrative people already recognize. The world loves a love story until it gets bored, and then it loves a collapse even more. It is not enough to watch a couple be stable. The audience wants plot, it wants tension, it wants a twist, and a short clip with unclear audio is the perfect blank canvas for that. Still, not everyone was ready to run with it. A few voices tried to pull the conversation back to reality. They pointed out how easy it is to splice audio. They reminded people that live streams glitch. They warned that deepfakes are getting better, and that a confident caption does not equal a verified event. Those comments, of course, did not spread as fast as the dramatic ones. Caution rarely outperforms chaos. But the clip kept circulating, and with every repost, it became a little more real in people's minds. The phrase allegedly spoken turned into a headline. The headline turned into a certainty, and the certainty turned into an emotional reaction that felt justified. Fans were not just curious anymore, they were invested.
Your ex?
My ex-husband? Yes. We have children. I have to. Yeah. We're up and down. We're so crazy. But yeah, of course. Yeah, I love him. He's a love partner.
What was it like being married to a musician?
Difficult.
So if Donald Trump was the president, would you all vote for him?
Yes.
You have to say that.
They were angry, they were heartbroken, they were celebrating, they were acting like they had front row seats to a private argument. And that is when the whispers shifted from, did he really say it, to what happens if it is true? Not as a confirmed fact, but as a scenario people began to roleplay. Some imagined a private confrontation at home, tense and quiet, with the kids asleep and the air heavy. Others imagined a heated blow-up, voices raised, doors closing, and phones lighting up.
With messages from friends trying to mediate. And while nobody could prove any of it, the internet was already writing the script anyway. And once that clip started bouncing from page to page, the rumor stopped being a rumor and turned into a game people played together. Every account had a different explanation for what the live stream really meant, and none of them could prove anything, but that never slows the internet down. One page swore the audio was clean, and he clearly said he was done. Another page said the sound was chopped and the words were stitched from a longer rant. Then a third page uploaded what they called the full version, only for the comments to explode again because the full version sounded just as messy, just as unclear, and somehow even more dramatic. Fans were shocked by how fast the vibe flipped. One minute you have people posting couple edits like it's a love story, the next minute you have people posting body language breakdowns like it's a courtroom. And in the middle of all that noise, the smallest, most normal actions started getting treated like clues. Courtney shares a harmless photo, and the comments start screaming that it's a message. Travis likes a random post, and people call it a distraction. A vague quote about peace pops up from someone in the circle, and suddenly it becomes proof that something is wrong. Emotions ran high because the relationship has always been performed at max volume, so the internet assumes any crack will be loud too. The internet also loves a pattern, and this is where it got nastier. People started dragging up old headlines and old stories, not as confirmed facts, but as context they claim explains everything. You could watch comment sections build a storyline in real time. This is just like before. History is repeating. I always knew it. She's trapped. He's tired. This was inevitable. And just like that, the rumor had a backstory. Not a verified one, but a backstory that felt believable to the people sharing it, which is all gossip really needs to survive. Then came the fan camps, because there are always camps. One side insisted Courtney deserves peace and would never tolerate public disrespect. Another side insisted Travis is being squeezed by pressure and any human would snap under that spotlight. A third group claimed both of them are trapped in a brand machine where every emotion becomes content.
The family was left divided in the way the internet imagines division, because fans will assign sides to relatives, friends, even strangers, and then act like those sides are confirmed. And the most dangerous part of viral drama is when viewers stop asking what happened and start writing what must have happened. You could scroll and see full conversations typed out by people who have never met either of them. "You humiliated me," someone wrote, as if they were Kourtney. "I didn't say that, you're twisting it," another replied, as if they were Travis. Then someone else jumped in, as if they were a friend, saying, "Calm down, it's just a clip." Then another person played the role of a family member, adding, "We need to protect the kids." The thread reads like a scene from a reality show, and the scary part is that once enough people repeat an imaginary scene, it starts to feel real. That's exactly why the next wave of posts hit so hard. Suddenly, people weren't just reacting to the clip. They were claiming, allegedly, that there was a real confrontation right after the livestream ended. No proof, just familiar wording. A source close to them, someone who was there, a friend of a friend. The rumor said Kourtney asked directly what he meant by those words. One version claimed Travis got defensive. Another version claimed he got quiet. Another claimed he apologized. Another claimed he doubled down. It was a choose-your-own drama situation, and everyone chose the version that made them feel right. And when a rumor can be shaped into any outcome, it becomes impossible to kill. It just evolves. The focus shifted from "did he say it" to "why would he say it?" And that's where the speculation got more personal. People started framing it as a respect issue, not a love issue. Even if it was a joke, why would you joke like that, fans asked. Even if it was misheard, why not clear it up, they demanded. And on the flip side, others said, why should he have to answer every edited clip? And why is everyone assuming the worst? Either way, the emotional temperature kept rising. Then the rumor machine moved into logistics, because that's what happens when the internet smells a storyline. People started guessing what the next move would be, as if they were planning a chess match. Ignore it and you look guilty. Deny it and you amplify it. Post something affectionate and people call it damage control. Go silent and people say the silence is confirmation. Every option becomes a trap, and the audience watches like it's a test. Some pages even claim there was a behind-the-scenes meeting, allegedly involving close friends and a team, where the entire discussion was basically, do we respond or do we let it burn out? Again, not verified, but believable enough to get reposted. And while all of that speculation is happening, the audience starts scanning for, quote, proof in tiny details. Fans said Kourtney looked different in recent clips, more tense, more guarded. They said Travis seemed distracted. They said smiles looked staged. None of this is evidence, but in gossip culture, vibes become facts if enough people agree on them. And if you watch a few seconds of footage on repeat, your brain starts inventing meaning in every blink and pause. People call it intuition, but it's really just obsession with a narrative. What made it worse was how quickly the conversation slid into moral verdicts. People stopped saying, is this real? And started saying, I knew it. That's when the rumor becomes a weapon. Because now it's not just entertainment, it's validation. And once people feel validated, they get louder and meaner. They demand receipts, they demand a statement, they demand a confession, they demand a reaction as if a couple owes the internet an explanation for a moment that may not even be what it looked like. And yet the more the demand grew, the less anyone had actually point to something solid. It was still just a clip, still unverified, still floating around in different edits, still being repeated by accounts that benefit from chaos. But that doesn't matter to the machine. The machine only cares that people are watching, and people were watching, refreshing, zooming, replaying, arguing, stitching, reacting, and turning a few seconds into a full-blown saga. By the end of this wave, the rumor wasn't even about a divorce anymore. It was about power, respect, and who controls the story. Because the moment a relationship becomes public entertainment, every private emotion becomes a public puzzle. And when the audience feels entitled to solve the puzzle, they start acting like they are part of the marriage. That is why this moment went viral, and that is why it kept growing, even without proof. It gave people a dramatic question with no clean answer, and it left everyone staring at the same line, replaying it in their heads, wondering what was really said, what was really meant, and who would break the silence first. First, it was just the silence that people obsessed over. Then, allegedly, the silence started to feel like a strategy. Fans began pointing out that when rumors get loud, the people around them get even louder in subtle ways. A story post here, a casual caption there, a song choice that suddenly means something. And according to what was floating around online, the closest circle wasn't just watching the internet spiral, they were reportedly watching each other. One gossip page claimed that the morning after the clip exploded, there was a tense phone call. Not
the couple, but between people in their orbit. Nothing confirmed, just a storyline that spread because it sounded so believable. The claim was that someone close to Kourtney called to say, do not let this become a headline, and someone close to Travis allegedly responded, then stop acting like it is one. The comments ate it up. Fans were shocked because that kind of behind-the-scenes tug-of-war is exactly what people assume happens when two massive public images collide. Then another rumor joined the pile, that Kourtney, reportedly, felt more embarrassed than angry, not because she believed the clip, but because the internet was enjoying it. The idea that strangers were making edits of your marriage cracking, that they were laughing in comment sections, that they were taking sides like it's a sports match, that kind of thing doesn't just annoy someone, it can cut deep. Allegedly, she was hurt by how quickly people turned a private bond into a public joke. And if you believe the fan chatter, Travis wasn't just dealing with the rumor, he was dealing with the feeling of being boxed in. Fans began circulating a new claim that he had been trying to keep the night calm, that he was irritated by the constant scrutiny, and that the clip was either a misheard moment or a frustrated line that never should have been clipped. Again, none of it confirmed, but the emotional logic pulled people in, because a relationship can be real and still be exhausting when it's treated like a show. The internet also started inventing the setting. People said the live stream happened after a long day. They claimed he looked drained. They claimed she looked distant. And then the speculation turned into a scene, with fans narrating what they think was said off camera. "Did you hear what they're saying about us?" an imagined Courtney asks. "It's not what you think," an imagined Travis replies. "Then why are you letting it spread?" she pushes. "Because I'm tired of explaining myself to strangers," he snaps. And just like that, viewers are emotionally responding to a conversation that may not have happened at all. But here's what made the drama feel like it was accelerating. Multiple pages started claiming, allegedly, that there was tension already brewing before the clip went viral. They pointed to tiny things and treated them like red flags. A skipped appearance, a shorter caption than usual, a moment in a recent video where she didn't lean in as fast. It sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud, but in online gossip culture, those tiny things become puzzle pieces. And once the puzzle has a theme, every piece fits. Then, reportedly, someone threw another match into the fire by bringing up the blended family angle. Fans began arguing about whether the pressure of merging households, schedules, and parenting styles could be part of the strain. And you could almost see the conversation shift from romance to responsibility. Because love can be loud, but family life is loud in a different way. It's routines, boundaries, and stress on normal days. And in a famous household, every normal day gets stretched into a narrative. One rumor page claimed that a family dinner had become tense, allegedly because someone joked about the viral clip and it did not land. According to this unverified story, the table went quiet and Courtney's expression changed. A friend supposedly tried to smooth it over with, "People will move on," and Courtney allegedly replied, "They don't move on, they move to the next clip." If you read that and felt a chill, that's because it sounds like a real fear. Even if the quote is made up, the idea behind it rings true enough to hook people. Fans were quick to bring in outside voices too. They started tagging anyone connected to the story, begging for tea, demanding reactions, asking for confirmations. And in that chaos, the smallest, most harmless post by anyone even slightly related became fuel. A vague post about protecting peace got treated like a signal. A nostalgic song lyric got treated like a message. A simple selfie got treated like a distraction attempt. Emotions ran high because people weren't just watching, they were trying to participate. Then the next twist arrived in the form of a better audio edit, which is the kind of thing that always shows up when rumors start cooling down. Someone claimed they had cleaned the sound. Someone else claimed they had the original stream saved. People reposted it with captions like, "This is the proof." And the wild thing was, the proof still wasn't proof. It was still fuzzy, still open to interpretation. But it gave the internet a new reason to argue, which is exactly what keeps a story alive. In one version, fans said they heard him say something that sounded like, "I'm done." In another version, people swore it sounded like, "I'm on." And then a third version added a dramatic claim that you could hear a second voice reacting, like someone off camera saying, "Stop." The comment sections exploded again. Fans were shocked, not because it was verified, but because it felt like a glimpse into a private moment. And once people think they've glimpsed something private, they stop respecting boundaries. According to online chatter, Courtney's supporters began posting that if there was even a hint of disrespect, she should pull back immediately. They framed it like self-respect, like protection, like standing tall. Meanwhile, Travis supporters pushed back, saying people were turning a distorted clip into a full attack on his character. And suddenly, it wasn't just about the couple, it was about the fans themselves defending their own beliefs. Because in gossip culture, people don't just choose a side, they identify with it. And that's when the rumor took a darker emotional turn, not in content, but in tone. Some commenters started acting like a breakup would be entertainment. They wrote things like, "I knew it would happen," as if they were waiting for it. Others reacted like it would be a tragedy. They wrote, "I can't believe this," like the couple was family. And a few people tried to pull everyone back, reminding them that it's still unverified, still internet chatter, still an edited moment with no official confirmation. Those comments were drowned out by the louder ones, because careful voices rarely win against dramatic ones. Then, reportedly, the rumor machine moved toward the idea of damage control. Gossip pages began claiming that a quiet plan was being formed, allegedly involving a public show of unity. Fans expected to see a perfectly timed photo, a public outing, a casual moment captured at the right angle. And the moment a new image surfaced of them looking normal, people argued again. "See, they're fine," one side said. "That's staged," the other side replied.
The same photo became comfort to some and evidence to others, and if that wasn't enough, a separate story started circulating that took the drama from rumor to soap opera. An unverified claim suggested that someone from Travis's past had been speaking again, and that this person's comments were being used by the internet as a warning label. The story wasn't that the past had returned in reality. The story was that the internet was forcing the past into the present, dragging old chapters back into the spotlight, and using them to predict the future. Fans said it was a pattern, others said it was unfair. Either way, it made the current rumor feel heavier, like it had history behind it. And that is the trap of a viral moment. Even if it starts with unclear audio, it can end up pulling a whole archive of old drama into the same room. The clip becomes a doorway, and everyone rushes through it carrying their opinions, their assumptions, their frustrations, and their need for a story with a big payoff. By this point, the question was no longer just, did he say it? It became, why does this feel so believable to so many people? And that's where the
tension really sharpened. Because if you are the couple at the center of the storm, you're not just facing one rumor. You're facing the audience's appetite. You're facing the way people want conflict more than clarity. You're facing the way silence gets twisted. And allegedly, that pressure is exactly what can turn a small misunderstanding into a real argument. The kind of argument that starts with a clipped phrase and ends with two people staring at each other, realizing they are not only married to each other, but married to the internet too. And that is the part people never talk about. A rumor can be unverified and still cause a real argument, because it forces two people to look at each other through the eyes of strangers. And if you believe what was circulating online, that is exactly what happened here. Not a dramatic, furniture-flipping blow-up like people want, but a tense, quiet confrontation that feels worse because it is real life, not a scene. One version of the story that spread late at night claimed they were in the same house, but not in the same mood. The air felt heavy, the phones kept buzzing, and instead of comfort, there was that sharp feeling of being watched. Allegedly, Kourtney asked him straight, not with a smile, not with playful teasing, but with that calm voice people use when they are trying not to explode. "Tell me the truth," she supposedly said. "Did you say it or did you not?" And the rumor says Travis did not respond the way fans expected. He did not give a long speech. He allegedly sighed and said something like, "I didn't say what they're claiming I said." But in the way these things go, the words were not enough. Because Kourtney, according to the same unverified chatter, was not only upset about the phrase, she was upset about the feeling behind it. She was upset that it was even plausible to the public. She was upset that people were enjoying her discomfort like it was entertainment. "Do you know what it feels like?" she allegedly said, "watching strangers celebrate a breakup they made up?" And if you believe the accounts retelling it, Travis got defensive, not because he wanted a fight, but because he felt cornered. "You think I don't feel it too?" he supposedly replied. "They twist everything, they cut it up, they turn it into a story. I can't spend my life chasing every clip." That line, whether it happened or not, hit people in the comments, because it sounded like a real exhaustion. And that is where the conversation allegedly shifted. It stopped being about whether he said a specific sentence, and became about the bigger issue: how you stay married when your marriage is treated like public property. Another circulating version claimed Kourtney did not yell. She did not throw accusations. Instead, she went quiet. And that quiet made the room feel colder. Fans described it as the kind of silence that says, "I am deciding what this means for us." And Travis reportedly reacted to that silence with panic in his own way. Not loud panic, but that restless energy people get when they realize they might have crossed a line without meaning to. The rumor said he tried to explain the context of the livestream, like it was just a messy moment, a glitch, a half sentence, anything but a declaration. But the more he tried, the more frustrated she became, because the point was not the livestream. The point was the damage. "I'm not mad at the internet," she allegedly said. "I'm mad that we have to sit here and talk about this at all." And if you believe the fan accounts that claimed they heard this from someone close, there was a moment where both of them finally admitted the same thing. They were tired. Not tired of each other, but tired of the pressure. Tired of always being on display. Tired of having to prove love like it is a performance. That is the twist people do not like, because it is not flashy, it is not scandalous, it is just human. And yet, it is exactly the kind of tension that can crack a relationship over time. Online pages also claimed there was a second layer to the argument, the family effect. Not blaming anyone, not making it anyone's fault. Just the reality that when you merge lives with lots of people in the mix, every stress multiplies. One gossip post suggested that Kourtney felt protective and wanted to shut the entire situation down fast, while Travis felt stubborn and wanted to ignore it so it would die. Two different instincts, both understandable and both capable of causing friction. Allegedly, she said, "I don't do this halfway. If we're a family, we act like one. If there's a fire, we put it out." And he supposedly replied, "And if we keep feeding the fire, it never goes out." That is where the rumor storyline says they hit a wall, because both points can be true. And when both points are true, it becomes less about right and wrong and more about whether the couple can choose a shared strategy instead of fighting like they are on separate teams. By the next day, the internet claimed to see signs of a truce. Again, not confirmed, just what fans interpreted.
Maybe a new post looked softer. Maybe a caption felt intentional. Maybe a photo appeared that looked normal enough to calm some people down, but not normal enough to convince the skeptics. And of course, the skeptics had their own storyline. It's staged, they said. This is damage control. And the supporters responded, or maybe they're just living their lives. That back and forth is the oxygen of gossip. The truth is rarely as interesting as the debate around it. Then came what some pages called the private meeting. Not a legal meeting, not anything extreme. Just the kind of sit-down that happens when a couple realizes the internet is about to rewrite their story for them. The rumor claimed they talked about what they owe the public, if anything, and what they refused to do. Kourtney allegedly wanted to protect the kids from the noise. Travis allegedly wanted to protect his sanity. And both of them reportedly wanted to protect the relationship from becoming a headline factory. "We can't live like this," she supposedly said. "Then we don't," he replied, according to the retellings. "We set boundaries." And that is where the story, as the internet painted it, took a calmer turn. Fans expected a dramatic response, but the rumored response was something quieter, distance from the chaos. Not a breakup announcement, not an angry rant, just a decision to stop letting strangers steer the wheel. Of course, the internet did not like that. People wanted fireworks. They wanted a post that confirmed everything. They wanted a comment that proved the clip was real. And when they didn't get it, they started creating new theories. Some said the silence meant lawyers. Others said it meant a temporary separation. Some said it meant nothing at all and everyone should move on. But the Lauers theory, the one that took over for a while, was that the couple was pretending for the camera. Fans began analyzing every public appearance like it was an audition. If they smiled, it was fake. If they did not smile, it was a sign. If they touched, it was a statement. If they did not touch, it was a warning. There was no winning, only surviving. And yet, despite all the noise, the story started to lose steam in the way viral chaos often does. Not because it was resolved publicly, but because the internet gets bored when it cannot force a payoff. New drama appears, new clips trend, new couples become targets, and the old rumor fades, leaving behind only the people who were genuinely affected by it. The final layer, according to the circulating chatter, was not a divorce. It was a wake-up call. The clip, whether misheard or misused, allegedly made them confront how fragile privacy becomes when you live in public. It reportedly made them talk about what kind of marriage they want to have when the cameras are not around, and if the internet's version is even part.
True, it ended with something that sounds almost too normal for gossip, but maybe that is why it feels believable. Allegedly, Kourtney said, "I need to know you're here, not performing." And Travis reportedly answered, "I'm here. I just don't want to be owned by this." No official confirmation came. No clean statement wrapped it up with a bow. The rumor stayed what it always was, something people shared, argued over, and shaped into whatever story they wanted. But in the version that fans kept repeating, the couple did not collapse in public. They faced the noise, privately, and decided that whether or not a clip goes viral, the real relationship is what happens when the phones are put down and the door is closed. So where does that leave us right now? A viral livestream clip, a handful of seconds that people keep replaying, and a storm of commentary that refuses to settle. No official confirmation, no clear, undeniable audio that ends the debate. Just a wave of posts claiming he said it, another wave pushing back saying it was edited, and a whole lot of fans reading between the lines, like every pause and every caption is a hidden message. And that is what makes this moment so intense. It is not just the rumor itself. It's the way it taps into bigger fears about fame, pressure, and relationships living under a microscope. If the clip is real, then the question becomes why that kind of line would even come out on a public stream. If the clip is not real, then the bigger question becomes why the internet was so ready to believe it. Either way, emotions ran high, and the conversation has turned into a tug-of-war between disbelief and suspicion. Some fans are convinced this is the first visible crack. Others think it's just another case of the internet chasing chaos for entertainment. And then there's the part nobody can answer yet. Will they address it? Will they ignore it? Or will they let time bury it like so many viral rumors before? Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think the audio was real, or do you think the clip was twisted to create drama? If you were in their position, would you respond publicly, or would you go silent and protect your peace? Drop your opinion in the comments because I'm reading everything. And if you want more breakdowns like this, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next update when another clip, another quote, or another rumor hits the timeline.